Hey there everyone, it's AJ and it is time for another video. And in today's video we are going to be using my hands. Yes, my hands are here, or they're attached to me, thankfully, and they are what help me create. And they're also not obviously my hands, but just generally, hands are something that I struggle with to draw. One of the things that I want to do in this video is a bit of hand study, but I was also thinking, how could I change this into something where we can actually, rather than just doing hand studies, what can I do to sort of enhance that? So what I was thinking of doing was taking a video of my hands in various positions, holding various things, and that I've got this sort of like nice little setup. So I'm going to do that and basically just then take some stills of that video so that I've got some of my own hand references. I can just post them here, there, and everywhere. So that's what I'm going to do today. And then we can move on to actually doing the hand studies. So now that I have my stills, I can get into doing the actual sort of study thing. So I've got them on my computer and I'm just going to kind of do 3 or 4 of them on this particular page and do that. So I'm going to start with this closey fist one. It's over here, so I'm going to have to keep glancing at it every now and then. I'm just going to use this blue pen initially, just penciled, sorry, just to do that. And I'll probably do a couple of pages as well of this so that I've can really instill the sort of lessons and things I'm hopefully going to learn from doing this. And yeah, so let's get it into this and really sort of learn the form of this fist. There, that comes sort of round here. So this is just ideal to really be able to do various things. And as I say, you can kind of do anything with that sort of method that I've done. A lot of the things that you can always try and end up finding things online and stuff, and sometimes you don't necessarily need to do that. You can actually just take the references, as it were, from real life and do that. This kind of comes in here. There's a bit of a sort of line there like that, and let's see this is this complicated bit of this part of the hand that people tend to forget what to do, and it kind of looks a little bit weird if you don't add this little bit of detail in and do that. So but yeah, hopefully this looks sort of okay. I've actually got quite small hands anyway, but yeah, it's just a case of getting into doing it, and that this kind of comes down here a bit more, and there it kind of comes in there. This is a bit more acute. And I think that actually comes down a bit more like that. Yes, there we go. And then I've got my sort of sleeve there. Ooh, I can erase this part of it because I don't need that part. That bit's a bit too much there. And this kind of does this weird thing where it punches up a little bit up at the top. But yeah, there's the first one. Let's do that. Yeah. So it's just a case of drawing really what you obviously see. There we go. And you see it's just very sort of just nice to do these sort of studies and kind of remember to do the studies there. And that comes there like that. Kind of just denoting some of these lines as well that you've got, because you tend to draw, you see cartoons and things, and a lot of it doesn't have all of this detailing and stuff. So when you actually really look at the real life type things, you discover that there is actually all these lines. I mean, I've got so many lines on my hands, it's unreal. So yeah, but no, that's looking quite good there as well. I'm not spending so much time on them. I'm just spending a couple of seconds, like a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, and doing that. So I'm not really spending an insane amount of time on them either. And I'm kind of overlapping a bit here as well, and there, and then I've got this fist that comes round here and does that. Knuckle kind of comes up and points out to this sort of way. So it's sort of like not doing this sort of thing kind of really allows you to see just how things are when it comes to like the anatomy and stuff. So it's definitely worth doing it and giving it a go. And as I say, everybody's got their own, almost everybody's got their own hands, and they probably know somebody that's got hands, and so you can do that with your hands. And if you're saying like you're struggling with hands, I mean, I know I struggle with hands, and I probably don't do this enough really. So it's definitely worth just taking a step back and just seeing how you can improve by just doing these little studies. That's actually the pinky there, and the thumb kind of comes in there and goes like this. And there. See, and also a good thing as well is if you can set up lighting as well, it means that you can work on lighting and things as well. So I could set this up so that there's lighting coming from certain sides and stuff, and then take the photo or the recordings that way. And that is another good way of, so you can kind of kill two birds with one stone and learn lighting as well as the anatomy of things. At the moment, this study is just purely for anatomy purposes, but as I say, you can use it to do other stuff as well. So it's definitely worth giving it a bit of a go and doing that. So let's get this. So I can start to add a bit of shading where it would be, like that. This one, I wanted to sort of do some holding props as well, so you can kind of do this holding the props, and I chose a book in this instance. This one's probably going to cover most of the page, to be fair, because it is quite a large one, but I can kind of bring this here. This isn't necessarily all just about the actual book. This is more about the pose of the hands and doing that. So I'm going to really make this simple here for now. Make sure that's recording, because I don't want to get caught out like I did on Sunday where I thought I was recording and it wasn't. And That made me sad. But that's kind of coming like that there. This is kind of looking weird, but you can add more detail and things later on. Looking at this, I really do have small hands. But yeah, let's get this here like that. Get the shape there. And bring that around here. It kind of curves in a bit more. See, you've got to learn how these curves work as well, and why they're curving. So let's bring that here and do that. And then eventually you will obviously get a visual sort of library of things, and you'll be able to do this sort of stuff from your mind eventually. That's a sort of part of the goal, is that eventually you'll be able to just kind of do poses, or you'll be able to take from the reference of these poses and do that. So that kind of comes out here. There's the book, and then I'm going to actually come on in this one and add a bit of a darker outline. It's not going to be too like heavily detailed. It's just to sort of give it a bit more definition. It's looking quite good. That might be a bit too big, but we can learn from that and do that. So that looks hand-like, and it looks as though it's actually doing something as well. So this is maybe a art hack type video of, I don't have any references, or even if you don't have access to the internet, you can most people have a phone or things that they might be able to use, so they can do that and take photographs of their own hand and stuff if they're looking for it. You can do like the sort of thing where you hold your hand out and you copy it from that. That is good, and but sometimes it's just nice to be able to look at whole different poses, have them in different ways. It's quite hard to hold it like that all for a while, so you can do that, and just doing like some little hand poses and things, and showing you a little technique on how to get references of hands. And you can do it for any other thing as well. If you wanted to, I don't know, take some photo references of your plants or something, so that you've got them and you can keep them. It's just a nice way of doing that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. If you did, please remember to hit the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified as to when I post videos. And until next time, I'll see you later.